world.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning.
Good morning, viewers, and welcome to Tobago Updates Morning Show. I am your host, Renessa Ortiz, and it's a pleasure to be back on screen with you. Yes, last week we had Jolie St. John taking the lead in light of celebrating International Youth Day. We just turned it into Youth Week as we continue to celebrate all of vibrant youth here on the island of Tobago, and to continue to celebrate and highlight them in this space and all the things that they are doing to contribute not just to Tobago but all wider society. I'm back in studio with you this morning, and it's such a pleasure to be back here with you. To all of viewers joining us on YouTube, Facebook, AMPLIA, Flow, and Digicel, I want to say thank you for making Tobago Updates your #1 station. But before we get any further into the program this morning, we head on over to news in 90 seconds. Heatwave claimed the victory in the annual Great Race. A man was caught shoplifting at penny savers, and Public Utility Union exchanged warnings with TSTT over planned industrial action. Your news in 90 seconds starts now for Monday, August 17th, 2026. Heatwave was the first boat to arrive in Tobago during Saturday's annual Great Race, edging out runner-up Justified in an exciting finish. Piloted by John Michael Sabga and Morgan Hannock in the 80-mile-per-hour Class E, the boat navigated rough seas under a yellow level weather alert to lead the fleet into Storby, where hundreds of spectators gathered for the festivities. Meanwhile, in local business news, a man was caught stealing at the Penny Saver supermarket over the weekend. While details on the exact items taken have not yet been released, the incident marks yet another reported shoplifting attempt at the supermarket chain in 2026. The last reported incident of shoplifting was prosecuted and convicted. And finally, state utility operations face heightened tension as TSTT reminded the Communications Workers Union that telecommunications workers are legally barred from industrial action under the Industrial Relations Act. Public Utilities Minister Barry Padarat warned that the company will not be intimidated by planned shutdowns, while the CW hit back strongly, telling management not to interfere. Minister Padarat assured that collective bargaining negotiations with both TSTT and WASA remain ongoing and are scheduled to resume in early September. Head over to our Facebook page now to vote in our daily poll and tune in for the full newscast at 6:30 p.m. We're heading on to our birthday shout-outs this morning. We're heading on to that celebratory segment of our mornings where we celebrate with those of you who are celebrating with us. First up on our birthday greetings this morning, we want to say happy birthday to the lovely Joanne James. May your special day be filled with love, laughter, and beautiful memories. Wishing you continued happiness, excellent health, and abundant blessings in the year ahead. Enjoy your celebration today. Warmest birthday wishes going out to Lisa Small. May this new chapter bring you exciting opportunities, unforgettable moments, and success in all that you pursue. Have a wonderful and blessed birthday today. Next up, happy birthday to Lori Lynch. May your day be filled with joy, good company, and everything that makes you smile. Wishing you strength, prosperity, and many more blessed years to come. Happy birthday to you. Sending special birthday greetings to Shirl Douglas. May today be as vibrant and wonderful as you are. Wishing you endless happiness, good health, and favor throughout the coming year. Have an amazing birthday today. And last but certainly not least, we want to say happy birthday to Alicia Hislop. May your special day overflow with love, laughter, and cherished moments. Wishing you peace, success, and countless reasons to smile as you begin another beautiful year of life. And this has brought us to the end of our birthday shout-outs this morning. To those of you who did not get a chance to send your birthday greetings to us, we want to say happy birthday to you and wishing you a safe and beautiful day today. Viewers, we're heading on to the rundown this morning. We're going to tell you what's in store for you once you stay right here with us at Tobago Updates. First up, we have tutor, and we're talking about the tutor salary agreement for 2020 to 2023. And following that interview, we have TTPS, and they're going to be speaking to us about home invasions. If you want to be a part of these conversations, we invite you to stay right here on Tobago Updates as we bring all of these to you. But before you go anywhere, I want to remind you to share the live, share the live, share the live.
From the reef to the road, from the reef to the road, from the reef to the road, Tobago calling. Sweet vibes, sweet wine, everybody falling. We bring the culture straight to you. Tobago Updates, we keeping it true.
Oh gosh, Tobago Updates on the screen. Here we go. You're home for October Carnival show. From the big stage shine to the rabbit hole line, we bring Tobago to the world in real time.
Tobago Updates, Tobago Updates. Carnival 2026. We said the pace, 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 pace. Wave your flag anywhere you're there, anywhere. Island love trimming all around you. Yeah. Big king love on for the rhythm start.
Tobago Updates, Caribbean art, Caribbean art, 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 art.
I will tell anybody with a child with Down syndrome to, look, search for the children's skills. Don't keep them back. Don't, it's not what you want them to do. You have to see what they are capable of doing and push them, love them, because they are really sweet children. They are beautiful children. They can teach you how to be a better person, a better parent.
Be viewing Caribbean Medical TV on the station.
The Caribbean is more than just a place. It's a spirit, resilient, vibrant, and full of possibility. Rooted in connection, driven by community. It's who we are at the heart of everything we do. For over 150 years, we've been right here, invested in the Caribbean, its people and its progress. And today, we're going even further. Liberty Business, rooted in the Caribbean, committed to you. The Caribbean is more than just a place. It's a spirit, resilient, vibrant, and full of possibility. It's who we are at the heart of everything we do. For over 150 years, we've been right here, invested in the Caribbean, its people and its progress. And today, we're going even further. We're deepening our commitment to the region, continuing to invest in the networks, services, and digital solutions that move Caribbean businesses forward. Whether you are a mid-sized business or multinational player, we bring you resilient connectivity, personalized service, and tailored IT solutions, all powered by local teams that truly have your back. We're here to help you navigate challenges, grow, and achieve your goals with practical solutions, reliable networks, and access. Liberty Business, rooted in the Caribbean, committed to you.
Our world is filled with rhythm. Rhythm that's unapologetic, infectious, timeless. Rhythm is commitment in action. It's how we show up for each other with unrelenting support that goes the distance. Rhythm lives in the tiny beats of our most intimate moments and the seismic roars of our biggest achievements. Rhythm is resilience in motion. So even when things go out of sync, we do what it takes to bring the rhythm back. At Flow, we understand your rhythm because we live it. That's why we're dedicated to building a network as resilient as you, with a team of familiar faces working every day to keep you on beat. You're at the heart of everything we do, and our commitment is to keep your rhythm flowing, no matter what.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning.
Viewers, welcome back. As promised before the break, we're here in studio with Dion Rodriguez. He is the Tutor Tobago officer, and we're talking about the tutor salary agreement for 2020 to 2023. Good morning and welcome to Mr. Rodriguez.
Pleasant good morning to you, Eunice, and pleasant good morning to the listening public, to Trinidad and Tobago, to the teachers far and wide. A pleasant good morning to all.
Good morning. So we're going to dive right into it. What exactly was agreed between tutor and the chief personnel officer for the 2020-23 period?
Well, if I am to go into all the details, for those teachers that were present at the General Council, the second Vice President would have gone through a list of the agreements that took place. Because tutor don't just negotiate for salaries, they negotiate for a wide variety, a basket of things that tutor negotiate for. But just to cut to the chase, because I know most persons are concerned about salary and what affect the masses. So tutor would have engaged in negotiation with the CPO, which would have concluded in April of 2025. And basically, to summarize it, where the salaries are concerned, now tutor don't negotiate on percentage, as I would have said in the past. We talk about closing the gap. So what would have happened is that there would have been closure of the gap. From 2020 to 2023, in the first year, we'd have closed the gap by 4%. In the second year, we'd have closed the gap by 7%. And in the last year, we'd have closed the gap by 18%. In addition to that, what we would have done, we would have consolidated COLA as of September 2023. What does that mean? Teachers were getting at that point in time $255 in COLA, cost of living allowance. And consolidation means that you just take that $255 and now make it part of the basic salary of teachers. So that would have culminated in a 26% closure of the gap where teachers are concerned based on the external labor market survey. So in all, teachers would have closed the gap somewhere around, let's say, about 45% compared to other competitors or compared to other job specs that we would have done research for, jobs that we would have done research for in that particular area.
Now, tutor held a virtual town hall on August 13th. What were the main updates presented to members at this meeting?
Well, the town hall meeting was really to sensitize teachers, because what we observed as national officers were that teachers were not correct or up to speed as to actually what were the agreement or what the salary agreement encapsulate. So tutor would have went into very clear details as to some of the other things outside of the salaries, for example, sabbatical leave. Now, the CPO would have agreed that he increased. So when a teacher goes on sabbatical leave, a teacher goes to study. In the past, you would have received 50% of your salary. Tutor was able to push that value from 50% to 80% of your salary. In addition to that, in the Tobago space, only 7 teachers were allowed per year to go on sabbatical leave. That was moved from 7 to 15 teachers in the Tobago space going on sabbatical leave. In addition to that, there was increase in telephone allowance. Teachers or third schedule individuals who fall under the tutor ambits are now allowed to receive that loan, that motor vehicle loan on T vehicles. Before, it was not allowed on T vehicles, and a host of a number of things that we would have agreed upon. We were now able to bring deans and special education teachers under the telephone allowance. So there are a number of things that we would have shared with teachers that were part of the agreement that we signed off on in April 2025.
And it sounds like those were some really great adjustments and improvements
to
what it was previously. Now, what is the present status of revised salaries for teachers? Have all eligible teachers in Trinidad and Tobago received their adjustments?
All right, so what the division and the ministry usually do is that they make adjustments to in-service teachers. What do I mean by in-service teachers? These would be those individuals that are presently working as teachers on a day-to-day basis. And what would have happened in the Tobago space is that in April of 2026, they would have adjusted teachers' salary to what it's supposed to be based on the agreement. In Trinidad, it was in March, and you know the fiasco that took place in Tobago, and that was adjusted in April, and they did pay the teachers that small difference that was supposed to occur in March in April as well. So presently what is happening, teachers are receiving the salaries that they should receive for the agreed period that was negotiated, 2020 to 2023. However, the arrears is still outstanding.
Now, revised salaries, as you mentioned, arrears. Revised salaries and back pay are usually discussed around the same time. For those who are looking on who still may be a bit unsure of what the difference is between both the revised salary and the back pay, can you give the viewers a bit of clarity first?
All right, definitely. So what happens is that we usually negotiate salaries in a delayed period. What do I mean? We were able to close an agreement in 2025 for a period 2020 to 2023. It therefore means that if we agreed that this was the salary for 2020 to 2023, then obviously there are monies that would be owed to teachers for work already completed. In addition to that, this agreement will have specific salaries that these teachers would receive on a continuum. Remember that the teaching service uses a grade system. Many of our teachers are in grade 3 and in grade 4. Those would be the primary school T1s and the secondary school T3 teachers. So along that continuum, you would have a specific value assigned based on where you are on this scale. Now, what the division and what the ministry would have done is started paying teachers based on the agreed scale, based on the agreed figure for 2020 to 2023. So let's say prior to the agreement, a teacher was receiving $9,000. That would have been from the period 2014 to 2020. If after we had agreed from 2020 to 2023 that teacher's salary went up by $500 per se, then obviously that teacher now should be receiving $9,500. So that is what when you talk about the salary that the teacher is presently receiving, the $9,500 would be the salary that the teacher is presently receiving. However, the outstanding arrears that we speak about would be the $500 difference that the teacher should have received over the last 5 years. And you know that little will fill the basket, and teachers are awaiting this arrears or this sum. So that's the difference.
So has tutor received a confirmed payment date for the outstanding arrears, or is this something that you are still working out?
Well, a national tutor would have sent several letters, about 17 letters between the CPO and the Minister of Finance, and to date we have received no response. As excuse me, as the Tobago officer, I would have reached out to the secretary, I would have reached out to the administrator. The latest response that I would have received is that the matter is being addressed. But no one is telling teachers when they are going to get this money. We heard persons say in this space, when we looked at the mid-year budget, we heard the Minister of Finance indicated that $74 million have been allocated to the Tobago House of Assembly to pay the arrears of teachers. But no one has the courtesy to say to teachers, listen, you are going to get that money at the end of August. You are going to get that money at the end of September. You are going to get that money next year, January. And I find it passing strange and disrespectful to teachers. And as a Tobago officer, I am calling on the Tobago House of Assembly. I am calling on the Division of Education specifically. And I'm calling on the Secretary, because where I am, you were. And if you have respect and some level of decency for the teachers, some statement, we want a timeline. We want to know when the teachers are going to be paid, because these teachers have lives just like everyone else. They have children to take to send to university. They have leaking roofs that they have to fix. They have to put food on the table like everyone else. And continuing in this manner without a timeline and without addressing the teachers in a specific way, having them know when we are going to receive this money, is quite disrespectful.
Now, reports have suggested that payment could be pushed into 2027, and I'm sure Tutor is not likely very happy about that position. Have you received any official confirmation stating that 2027 they would give a specific timeline as to when you would be paid?
Well, as I just said, we don't know when it's going to be paid. As the last thing that I received as a Tobago officer is that it's been addressed. That's all that I receive. I spoke to the secretary. He said that they are attempting to pay it, but no specific. We want a timeline. We want to know, Tutor wants to know, when would the teachers be paid. Give us a timeline in all due respect to teachers.
Now, viewers, stay right here. We continue the conversation with Mr. Dion Rodriguez as we continue to speak about Tutor Salary Agreement for 2020-2023. Stay right here.
I will tell anybody with a child with Down syndrome to, search for the children's skills. Don't keep them back. It's not what you want them to do. You have to see what they are capable of doing and push them, love them, because they are really sweet children. They are beautiful children. They can teach you how to be a better person, a better parent.
Be viewing Caribbean Medical TV on this station.
It's a different type of thing down there. And we party till we drop down there. With a lot of pretty girls down there. Down in Tobago.
Welcome to Tobago Glass Supplies Limited, where innovation meets excellence and the service reigns supreme. Our commitment is simple: to provide high-quality, innovative aluminum, vinyl, and glass solutions for both commercial and residential spaces. At TGSL, we don't just meet needs, we exceed expectations. Our range includes the finest aluminum cladding options, setting new standards in durability and style. Driven by our passion to elevate, we aim to be the leading supplier in the Caribbean market while retaining our identity as a family-owned business. Because at Tobago Glass Supplies Limited, it's not just about products. It's about relationships, it's about you. Innovation, quality, service. That's Tobago Glass Supplies Limited.
The Caribbean is more than just a place. It's a spirit, resilient, vibrant, and full of possibility. Rooted in connection, driven by community. It's who we are and the heart of everything we do. For over 150 years, we've been right here, invested in the Caribbean, its people, and its progress. And today, we're going even further. Liberty Business, rooted in the Caribbean, committed to you.
Coconut's Cafe, the buffet restaurant that specializes in all your tasty local dishes. For breakfast and for lunch. Breakfast includes coconut bake and sada roti, served with chokers, bull joil, and sausages in tomato sauce. Not forgetting beef and cheese pies, shepherd's pie, macaroni pie, and rice in various styles. Meat served in a variety of flavors, garden salads and pasta salads. All this accompanied by fruit juices, coconut water, your choice of a great combination to appease your taste buds. So call us today to order, as we are here to accommodate your busy schedules or if you are having a cooking day off.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning.
Good morning, viewers, and welcome back to Tobago Updates morning show. Before the break, we are having a conversation with Tutor Tobago Officer Dian Rodriguez as it relates to tutor salary agreement for 2020-2023. We spoke about the back pay arrangements, revised salaries, and the continued plight that teachers continue to face. Welcome back, Mr. Rodriguez.
Thank you.
Now we're going on to the individuals who would be eligible for this salary arrangement between the period of 2020 to 2023. Retired teachers, acting teachers, and persons who were promoted or transferred during the 2020-23 covered under the back pay purview.
Yes, definitely. So once you were in the teaching service between the period 2023 or part thereof, you would be entitled to some incremental arrays. Now, what happens is that the division, as is in the case, in all cases, both in Trinidad and Tobago, what they attempt to do is to address the in-service teachers first. That's the practice, that's the norm. So as a result of that, what happens is that those individuals who would have retired within the period, they would get their incremental arrays, but most times they don't get the incremental arrays at the same time with the in-service teachers. But once you were a part of the teaching service during that period, for the entire period, or part thereof, so let's say you would have retired in 2022, you are still entitled to some level of payment, not all, but part thereof. So once you were covered as part of the teaching service within that period, you are entitled to some arrays.
Now let's speak to the position of third schedule officers, including the school supervisors, curriculum officers, and student support personnel.
Yes, so third schedule, as you know, that the tutor would have had RMU status for third schedule, and RMU status means that we can negotiate for those third schedule individuals in terms of salaries and so on. So they would have been covered for the period 2020 to 2023 in tutors negotiation with the CPO. However, those third schedule individuals are still under the range system. There's a transition that needs to take place to bring them under the grade system. We would have had a meeting with the CPO, I think about 2 weeks ago, and or 2 or 3 weeks ago, and he would have indicated that they are near completion in the process of ensuring that we move those third schedule persons from the range system, which is a public service system, to the grade system. So what happens presently is that those third schedule individuals are really being paid under the range system and not the grade system.
Now let's
yes, they are entitled to.
Okay, now let's speak to the payment arrangement that has been proposed in terms of how the back pay will be paid. Is it going to be one cash payment, or is there another arrangement in place?
Based on what was signed off, and no discussion has come to the table where part payment is concerned. So at presently, teachers are going to receive cash payment, full cash payment for the outstanding arrays. That is what we would have signed off on, that is what we would have agreed to, and that is what we are looking forward to.
Now, as it relates to questions about taxation, pension deductions, or other deductions from the arrays, are there any outstanding questions as it pertains to that?
No, well, once you receive arrays, remember that teachers' salaries are taxable. So at the end of the day, let's say that after you've done the calculations, that your salary, your arrays amounted to $20,000. That is subjected to tax. So you're not going to get the whole $20,000. If 25% of that comes out, then you're going to get $15,000 in your hand. So all salaries that are given to teachers are subject to tax. As it relates to pensionable, teachers' salaries are pensionable based on the salary that they're supposed to receive when they reach retirement age. So let's say at retirement age you were receiving $12,000 based on present teacher pension scheme system. Once you have worked 33 and a third years, you get 50% of that in your retirement pension. So that is standard and set out for teachers in the Teachers Pension Act.
Now, what steps is tutor willing to take provided that satisfactory payment schedule is not met?
Well, that is a function of the General Council. The General Council of the association is that war council, that decision-making body that decides what action that teachers should take or what action collectively we are going to take to move the hands. And I am saying we can't just move the hands now. We have to start to move the hearts, because we have to break up those stony hearts and give them a heart of flesh. Because presently what we are seeing is not about hands, it's about hearts. Because I am yet to fathom and understand why is it that you can't come to the teachers with a heart of flesh and say to the teachers, listen, this is our intention. Our intention is to pay you at the end of August, at the end of September, and this is what we have done already, and this is what is left to be done so that you can receive the pay, that you can receive the arrears that is outstanding to you. At present, we're hearing in the space that 74 million has been allocated for Tobago. We don't know if the money reach, if the money in transit, if the money is ready to be disbursed. We don't know anything. And I am calling out this morning the Secretary of Education. I'm calling out the Division of Education. We want a timeline as to the payment of teachers' arrears. We are living in an environment now where everybody is silent and no one is saying anything. And it's not just, I thought it was just in the national space, but it is presently in Tobago as well. No one is saying anything. And that has to stop. Our teachers are not begging for their pay. This is money that they have already worked for. And we should not have to be begging for money that we have already worked for. Teachers need to be respected. Teachers have bills. And we parents, I want you to ensure that the teachers that come before you, your children, come September, are teachers that are well. And when teachers cannot pay their bills, and when teachers have children in university abroad, and they are depending on this money to buffer that expense, and they can't get it, they are not going to give 100. And in order to give 100, each teacher must be 100. And we are calling on the powers that be to ensure that we have a clear timeline today. By tomorrow morning, the latest, when are teachers going to receive the outstanding arrears based on the agreement that was signed in April of 2025? We want to know, and we want to know now.
Mr. Rodriguez, I think that call to action is a great way for us to wrap up the interview this morning. I want to thank you so much for coming on and sharing with us the 2020-2023 arrangement that was proposed with tutor with the Chief Personnel Officer. And we're wishing that all the teachers come to an agreed space where everyone can benefit from the compensation from the work that they have put in over the years.
I thank you for the opportunity to share this morning, and I trust that those that have heard would act upon what they have heard, because our teachers are human beings just the same way, and our teachers go out in the environment and they give their best and they deserve the best. Teachers, have a blessed day. Public, have a blessed day. Continue to be safe, and may God bless each and every one of us. Thank you.
Thank you, viewers. Stay right here. We'll be right back after the break, but remember to share the live, share the live, share the live.
It's a different type of thing down there. And we party till we drop down there. With a lot of pretty girls down there. Down in Tobago.
Welcome to Tobago Glass Supplies Limited, where innovation meets excellence and the service reigns supreme. Our commitment is simple: to provide high-quality, innovative aluminum, vinyl, and glass solutions for both commercial and residential spaces. At TGSL, we don't just meet needs, we exceed expectations. Our range includes the finest aluminum cladding options, setting new standards in durability and style. Driven by our passion to elevate, we aim to be the leading supplier in the Caribbean market while retaining our identity as a family-owned business. Because at Tobago Glass Supplies Limited, it's not just about products. It's about relationships. It's about you. Innovation, quality, service. That's Tobago Glass Supplies Limited.
The Caribbean is more than just a place. It's a spirit, resilient, vibrant, and full of possibility. Rooted in connection, driven by community. It's who we are and the heart of everything we do. For over 150 years, we've been right here, invested in the Caribbean, its people, and its progress. And today, we're going even further. Liberty Business, rooted in the Caribbean, committed to you.
Coconut's Cafe, the buffet restaurant that specializes in all your tasty local dishes. For breakfast and for lunch. Breakfast includes coconut bake and sada roti, served with chokers, bull joil, and sausages in tomato sauce. Not forgetting beef and cheese pies, shepherd's pie, macaroni pie, and rice in various styles. Meat served in a variety of flavors, garden salads, and pasta salads. All this accompanied by fruit juices, coconut water, your choice of a great combination to appease your taste buds. So call us today to order, as we are here to accommodate your busy schedules or if you are having a cooking day off.
Wait. Where are going? Airport.
Come back this way. Catch you roundabout and go down.
Right here.
Leave on time to be on time.
Today we are here at the new A&R Robinson International Airport, and we are doing a simulation along with the Airport Authority and the TTPS to do some observation for the traffic plan that we have implemented for the opening of the new terminal building. So starting Wednesday, July 22nd, the Division of Public Infrastructure and Transportation along with the TTPS will be at this intersection, and we will be implementing a traffic plan. Just continue around the circle. What is important in this entire traffic arrangement is that if you are coming from Crown Point, you're coming from the west and you want to go further east than the airport terminal, we advise that you either use Milford Road, go onto Silk Cotton Trace, and use one of the side streets between Milford Road and Tobago Local Road. All traffic between Pilgrim Bay Road and Gaskin Road will be coming west only. So that's one of the important points that we have to get into our systems as we learn to navigate around the new arrangement, the new A&R Robinson International Terminal going forward. But we want to assure you that we will help you to get used to it. We will circulate information. We will be here at the intersections along with the police while you get used to the arrangement, to assist you in circulating and to getting to where you need to go safely and quickly.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Welcome back to Tobago Updates Morning Show. We're continuing our conversation this morning with the TTPS with Sergeant Glenville Wilson. We're talking about home invasions. My apologies, Inspector Glenville Wilson. Good morning and welcome to you.
Good morning, good morning.
Now we're speaking about home invasions. Despite the many tips and safety briefings that residents and members of society often get, we are still seeing residents still falling victim to home invasions. Why do you think this is so?
So, we the police have been reaching out to members of the public. We have been walking the streets. We have been going on television programs. We have been going on the radio. We have been engaging in station council and town meetings to advise people about the importance of securing their premises, right? It seems like somewhere along the line there's a disconnect because the message is not getting across to everybody. And, we continue to find ways and means to educate the public about the importance of safety and security at the home. We advise persons in terms of burglar-proof security cameras, alarms, and all these things. And it's something we continue to tell the public. And even in this avenue here, we invite people to log on and pay attention to get the different safety tips.
Now, from the TTPS's perspective, what are the main factors driving this specific crime here in the island of Tobago?
Well, what we see happening is we know that Tobago is a festive place. We go from Christmas into Carnival, into Easter, into July, August, and Carnival again. And, what we see happening is whenever we have festive activities, we see a surge in larceny-related offenses, persons stealing and committing acts of larceny, so that they can get financial gains to participate in these events. So, normally in times like these, as in has gone by over the weekend, we the police will ramp up our operations based on the statistic so that we can deter or reduce the tendency of any such activity to happen.
Would you say criminals are becoming more organized, or is it that they're adapting to the security measures that residents have in place?
Well, I will say both. We have technology, that continue to take charge. Persons are finding innovative ways to commit the crimes. And if they were found wanting on the last occasion, they are definitely going to up their game on the second time around. So that's just one challenge that we are having. So we, the police, have to make use of the technology that's available to us as well so that we can conquer these criminals.
Now, within the TTPS, there's a section, I believe, that is specifically geared towards collecting data and utilizing that data for them to carry out their procedures in terms of how they ramp up patrols or which areas are more susceptible to certain crimes. Are there particular communities, property types, or even times of days that appear more vulnerable, and what accounts for that vulnerability?
Well, we have some people with the mentality that Tobago is still green, clean, safe, and serene. And, it's not for the want of talking that we continue to educate them, but they still think that Tobago is a laid-back place and they are not quick in acting to put those security measures in place. And these are the residents that we are having a battle with in trying to let them know that time have changed, and while we will want Tobago to remain that safe place, we the police are duty bound to ensure that we protect the citizens, and one of our main functions is to educate them on the security measures.
Now, how much of the problem is linked to residents' routines becoming predictable, or is it just a matter of information being shared publicly and on social media?
I will say most of the incidents are linked with routine. Most of the criminals will do surveillance, they will do some groundwork, they will communicate with somebody who has information about the victim before they operate. So we continuously ask residents to not be limited to a one-track operation so that they can change up the way they do things so that they will not develop this pattern where someone can easily follow. And I think that most of it is linked to routine.
Now, what about the incidents? Some of them, would you say, Is it 50-50 in terms of 50 being routine and 50 being crimes of opportunity, or is there a higher percentage as it pertains to routine compared to crimes of opportunity?
I think the routine outweighs the crime of opportunity. Because, the criminal element, they may not think quite down the road, but they will think beyond that first step. So some level of thought is put into the crime, some level of surveillance is done, and some level of recce is also done.
Now, are residents reporting issues of suspicious activity early enough, or are they only contacting after the crime has been done? Because sometimes while you're in your village and we're sitting in your gallery, you may see some young people pass by. They're paying attention to a particular property and they pass it off as, oh, they're probably just passing through the village, as opposed to probably really sitting and taking in to probably calling the TTPS to say, hey, I'm seeing a group of young men, a group of young people that are currently around this particular area. They're not looking very much in place. Is that something that we need to ramp up on here in the communities in Tobago?
Well, that's an excellent question, I must say. I was hands-on in my efforts to bridge the gap with members of the community, where we will sit with them in a station council settings and advise them on safety and security, and form groups within the communities that will afford the residents to share that information with us real time, so that we, the police, can respond in a timely fashion. So in some of the communities that are more keen on safety and security, we have formed WhatsApp groups where they will see suspicious activity and they will either take a picture or record it and send it in a domain where the police has access to, and that they can respond in a timely fashion. So we continue with that drive. I know for the district that I govern, many of the communities have already embarked on that type of behavior, in that they have formed groups, unofficial watch groups that we are seeking to officialize, and they are reporting timely to the police, and we are getting that quick response, which is really yielding success for the police. So we are trying to introduce it in all the communities and all the districts, so that we can all be hands-on and join arms and work together in dealing with that issue.
Now, we've spoken about the home invasions and the criminals getting a bit more advanced in the way that they do things.
Correct.
Now we're going to the concept of what role do stolen good buyers play in keeping housebreaking profitable, and how can residents avoid supporting that market?
Well, we have persons who are aware that the item is stolen, and they are fueling the crime when they partake in purchasing. So if they continue to buy, that person will continue to steal to make items available to them. Then there are those who are unaware, and we find ways and means to educate them, to make them aware, or give them tips that can arouse their suspicion whenever these items are being offered. We are saying to the public that if you find that this price is ridiculously low, we know the value of a gold chain, we know the value of a laptop, we know the value of a speaker box, and the person will come with some outrageous price, and you say, okay, grand opportunity, I'm taking it. So it means that you may have some suspicion that this item may be hot, but you still buy it anyway. It's a form of recklessness, and we try to deter people from engaging in such activity. We have numerous victims, and it's not for the want of the police spreading the information, and we continue to spread the information. They will continuously go on Facebook and Marketplace, and after they send their monies, they will come to the police station with their heads down and saying, officer, I've been robbed or I've been tricked. And some of them had the information already. They had the information from the police, and this opportunity arose, the deal looking too good to be true, and they commit themselves, and then they come to the police. So it was easy to pass that money, and then it's painstaking to do that investigation to find out who is the offender. We have to engage technology, and it takes a while. So it takes longer to recover that money or to find that perpetrator than to just do a one-time transaction to a bank account. So we urge the persons to be very skeptical, do some form of investigation before you part with your money, your hard-earned money, right? We are asking the public to do that investigation before they pass out their money.
Now, are enough home invasion and housebreaking cases resulting in arrests and convictions to serve as deterrents, or do you think that there is still a long way from that?
Well, we have the repeat offenders who are relentless in their efforts to commit these types of offenses. And then we have those who learn their lesson after they are arrested one time. That experience, they spend in custody. It might be, in that case, that person may have engaged in a crime of opportunity. Then we have those who are chronic. You know, fast as they go in and they come out on bail, they are looking for a next victim. Right? So it's twofold. Some persons learn a lesson and some persons continue. Right? But we continue to engage in crime fighting efforts that can cause a deterrence for these persons.
Now, is there a need for more targeted patrols, improved surveillance systems, or stronger coordination among Tobago's police stations?
There's always need for more patrols. I will say that recently we have embarked on an initiative where we have patrols, continuous mobile patrols that are operating within particular spaces. The initiative has enhanced the response to reports. And yes, I must say that there is always need for more policing.
Now, when we speak about the TTPS introducing initiatives for the fight against crime, the question then is, how would residents know that the strategies that you have in place are working?
So, in forums like these, because I was looking forward to give some update to let the people know what has been happening and what happened over the weekend. So we find avenues like we will go onto the TTPS page, or we go onto the radio, or we find forums like these, so we can sell that information, because I have always clamored for that avenue where we in Tobago, the Tobago division in particularly, can come on a weekly basis and sell the success to the residents of Trinidad and Tobago so that they will know what's happening in the Tobago space. Oftentimes we attend town meetings and we hear the patrons saying that they are not hearing or they do not know what's happening in their space. So we continuously seek and find avenues so that we can put that information out there, because people tend to get familiar with the bad things when they happen. You know, they will see it all over Facebook and on social media, but the success, for some reason, the information is not being passed on, or we're not getting it across to the person. So we continue to capitalize on forums like these so that we can make them aware, in addition to the Facebook page and the other avenues that we use.
Now, going back a bit to the home invasions, just a bit. How frequently are crimes like these linked to someone who knows the victim?
Often, very often. Very often, you may have an offender who is a stranger to the community, and when he's arrested, you'll ask yourself, how did he know the ins and outs of this? Or we have had situations where persons in jail are sending information to persons on the ground here, video footage, photographs of victims prior to the execution of the offense, and they are in prison and they have the information. So we know that the person who has contact with that initial information is associated or has some contact or operates in the domain of that victim, so they will pass on the information and then make themselves scarce at the crime so that no fingers will point at them. So oftentimes, we also have situations where the persons who commit the crimes are persons who are familiar with the victims. So in those instances, they may put on a mask, they may put on gloves, they may alter their voices, and they may go in company with others, and they will not take the lead role, but they will direct. So we have those who are directly connected and those who have information from somebody who's directly connected.
Earlier you mentioned Tobago is clean, green, safe and serene.
Yes.
Which means that we are a tourism hub. Short-term rental properties, villas and tourism accommodations also facing similar risks at this time?
Yes, we have the persons who are being targeted. We have persons who are renting vehicles for one day and 5 days later you can't find them. We have persons who are going into guest houses, apartments, hotels, and are pledging that they will pay at the end of their stay and they depart the apartment before their time is up. You know, so these persons are also being targeted, and with the opening of the airport, you know, every time I go down on the western side of Tobago, I see a new establishment. I see car rental, I see apartments, and I see persons are preparing to take that load that we are going to get pretty soon in terms of tourists coming to the island. And we are urging these people to really pay attention in terms of safety and security for these people that they are seeking to accommodate. You know, we are asking them to install cameras, burglar proof, because we don't want Tobago to be a runaway horse, you know, and we want Tobago to be a place where the tourists will want to come. So if everybody work together, we have the information and we are putting it out there on a regular basis, on a daily basis, and we are asking the people to take heed and take our advice. It may cost them at the time off, but in the long run, it's definitely going to be good for them. Yes.
Now, what would you say to residents who feel like they have followed every tip that has been provided to them by the TTPS? They have installed cameras, they have installed burglar proofing, but they still don't feel safe? Because I have seen on the social media where there were individuals who have security cameras installed and they are still offenders who go onto the property. The camera is not a deterrent to them. The only deterrent was probably the fact that the person within the property saw them coming and started to make noise. And that was the only way they turned away. So what would you say to those individuals who are following every tip, every practical tip, and they still feel unsafe?
I am asking these individuals to continue in their efforts to make themselves safe. You know, even if your camera does not work for you, it may work for someone else. And even if someone else's camera doesn't work for them, it may work for you. So if we all adopt that mentality in putting these safety mechanisms in place, all is not lost. At least it's better to try and fail than to fail to try. So once we have the mechanisms in place, who knows? If you don't, if it doesn't help you, it may help your relatives or your neighbors, and vice versa.
Now we're going to the community perspective, and we're also going to include our youth in this question that I'm going to ask you. How can schools, youth programs, and community organizations contribute to the long-term prevention?
Right, so we have officers who are attached to the community policing department, and plus we have active youth clubs where officers are assigned to youth clubs. And we oftentimes go into the schools and pass on the information, because I always believe if we nip the crime in the bud, it will be easier for us as police officers in our fight against crime. So we seek to educate the young ones at that level, at the police youth club level and at the schools, so that they will be aware of the offenses and the consequences, because we have little issues that are happening in the school and we are trying to curb it from there before it get out, you know. And I was in conversation with a former teacher who normally comes to the police to provide a service, and you know, he said to me, most of the persons that he interact with when he comes to the station who are arrested persons, they went to the school that he taught, and he was saying that even from that school level, he could have foreseen that these persons were going to end up into the hands of the police. So, you know, he's saying that he was not so surprised because he had foreseen it years ago. So that is the cycle that we are trying to break as police officers, to get to the youths in the schools so that we don't have that situation where you foresee they going down that road and there's no possibility of breaking that trend. So all these are issues that we are seeking to eradicate.
Now, as it relates to intervention and nipping it in the bud, as we've mentioned earlier,
yes,
where are we on that road to intervention and rehabilitation to ensure that these individuals, that from the time we pinpoint them within the school system, that we ensure that we start putting them on a trajectory or on a path to ensure that they do end up in what we see as the foreseeable future?
So I will say that we are having slow progress, right? So at the school level, and the teachers are hands-on with this situation, you can foresee that this student is not taking books. so to speak, right? Let's say a child is in second year, and for some reason he's not absorbing what is being taught, and you continue to push him up, and there are other programs and other avenues where this person could embark on and excel. I think that it's spinning top in mud if we don't allow these persons to be redirected and they can go in a particular way. And I think that that is one of the things that is contributing to the problem that we are faced with as police officers. They go to school, they never had a tendency to learn. You force them through school and they come out and get engaged in criminal activities because they never learned and they had avenues that they could have embarked on and they were never given the option and they find themselves in the arms of the law.
That's a very good note to end on. Yes. And I'm always an advocate, and I always speak to ensuring that our young people are given avenues outside of just academia, because there are individuals who really, they try their best with the academia, but it's just for whatever reason, it's not for them. We still need to give them that option to do something within the crafts areas, within the technical vocational areas, to ensure that our society is well rounded, because we still need our carpenters, we need our masons, we need all of our crafts people, and I'm hoping that the TTPS continues to embark on the intervention and utilize these opportunities so that our young people, we can curb it from that point so that it doesn't continue to be rampant within society. I want to thank you so much, Inspector Wilson, for coming on this morning and talking to us, and wishing you all the continued success at the TTPS as we continue to curb crime here on the island of Tobago.
And thank you very much for having me this morning on your program.
Thank you so much for coming.
Okay.
Viewers, we want to say thank you for staying with us throughout the morning on the Tobago Updates Morning Show. GMT is up next. But before I go, remember to share the live, share the live, share the live.
Seventeen-year-old sixth form student Shania Phillip of Signal Hill Secondary School was declared Tobago's 2026 Junior Secretary of Tourism following an outstanding performance during this year's Tobago Tourism Youth Congress.
To sustainably transform our human capital, we must deploy blockchain micro-credentialing, immersive virtual reality learning hubs, and AI-powered intelligence platforms.
Shania tapped representatives from the other participating secondary schools who also vied for the opportunity to represent the island at the Caribbean Tourism Organization's Regional Tourism Youth Congress. Jola Clinton of Bishop's High School, Tobago secured second place, while Alikia Patterson of Speyside Secondary School placed third.
To move our industry from barely surviving to becoming a global leader, I, as a junior tourism secretary, propose 3 clear strategies.
I propose 3 key initiatives to help transform Tobago into a living museum: youth engagement, community art, and digital storytelling. First, schools across Tobago can adopt nearby heritage sites. This will allow students to actively participate in preserving local history while developing a deeper connection to their communities.
The Tobago Tourism Youth Congress is a flagship initiative of the Division of Tourism, Antiquities and Creative Industries.
Today is certainly much more than a competition. It's about leadership, critical thinking, confidence, and innovation. It's about giving young people a platform to express their perspectives on tourism and demonstrate their potential as future leaders of Tobago.
Today, we witness young people engaging in important questions about tourism, sustainability, innovation, and the future of our destination. And as we await the announcement of this morning's results, I want every participant to understand something very important. Your greatest achievement today is not simply the prize you would win in a few moments. Your greatest achievement is that you have accepted the responsibility to represent your school, to share your ideas, and to contribute to a conversation that matters.
In an emotional farewell as the former Tobago Junior Tourism Secretary, Jolie St. John shared some words of encouragement for the would-be newly elected Junior Tourism Secretary 2026.
To the incoming Junior Secretary of Tourism, cherish this opportunity. The title itself is important, but the experiences, relationships, and the lessons that come with it are even more valuable. Do not be afraid to respectfully challenge boundaries and ask difficult questions. Some of the opportunities will come to you, but others you must create yourself. The impact you will make will not solely be measured by the events you attend, the photo op moments, and the titles you earn, but by the lives you touch, the footprints you leave behind.
That was a production of the Department of Information, Office of the Chief Secretary, Tobago House of Assembly.
I would have heard of this OCS Vacation Employment Program through social media, right? I signed up for the program hoping to be enrolled to get greater insights into the operations of the Office of the Chief Secretary, seeing that this office is essentially the premier office of all the divisions across the Tobago House of Assembly. I hope that at the end of this program I will be able to gain greater skills that will help me in the long run. Seeing that I would be completing my A-level studies at Bishop's High School just now, going into university pretty soon. I hope that this program will give me the necessary skills and develop me as a young person as I go into university and the world of work.
Remember when July-August vacation finally arrived? It meant freedom. No school, no homework, just fun. Those moments will always be special, but as time change, so do the opportunities. Today, our teenagers can use their vacation to do more than make memories. They can build their future.
We are genuinely excited to have you. Yes, we are truly grateful to host you for the next 2 months of the 2026 Vacation Employment Program. This program promised to be a fulfilling exchange, not just for you, but for us as well. We too will gain valuable experience as public officers from you being here. I have always believed that there is so much power when different generations are open and willing to learn from each other. So I encourage all of us, trainees and public officers alike, to fully embrace this process. And let us be intentional about pouring into one another during this time. Through this initiative by the Office of the Chief Secretary, young Tobagonians are being given an incredible opportunity. Over the next 2 months, you will gain practical experience, and I cannot overstate how important that is, especially when such opportunities are becoming increasingly difficult for young people. Therefore, endeavors such as these play a critical role.
Through the Office of the Chief Secretary Vacation Employment Program, young people are getting a head start into the world of work. They're gaining hands-on experience, developing valuable workplace skills, building confidence, and discovering what it means to be a part of a professional team.
I learned it through a school group chat where the group chat basically aims in exposing students to things that they can better their skill sets and gain new experiences. And well, in this program, I just hope to gain new experiences and a wider skill set and skill range.
The reason why I applied for this internship is because I enjoy gaining new experiences, learning new things, and strengthening the existing skills that I possess at the moment. And I pay particular attention to detail, and I ensure that while working that everything is done how it needs to be done. I hope to gain new experiences and leave here not leaving as the same person, but coming out as a new, like an evolved version of myself, equipped for whatever challenges may come my way in different work experiences here on Fort.
I heard about this program through our principal at Signal Hill Secondary School, where she sent it in a group chat that we have that focuses on pushing students to further their education. From this internship, I hope to just gain skills on, well, how to operate in the workplace, especially as I'm going to finish my tenure at Signal Hill Secondary School and I'm going to be going into the world of work. So I hope that this opportunity grants me the skills that are necessary to excel in the workplace here.
So while this may not be anything like summer camp, vacation Bible school, or youth community activities, rest assured the future of Tobago is being shaped one young person, one opportunity, one experience at a time.
That was a production of the Department of Information, Office of the Chief Secretary, Tobago House of Assembly.
You're viewing Tobago Updates Television, your exclusive gateway to Tobago, broadcasting the beauty of this island paradise to the world.
Good morning, Tobago, right here on Tobago Updates, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, Chanel Felix. And guys, you know, the way you see me sitting here is because we're about to have those conversations that you want to have while I ask those questions that you want asked. But before we get into this morning's interesting topics and conversations, let's have our news in 90 seconds. Heatwave was the first boat to arrive in Tobago during Saturday's annual Great Race, edging out runner-up Justified in an exciting finish, piloted by John Michael Sapka and Morgan Hannock. In 80 miles per hour,
for the festivities. Meanwhile, in local business news, caught stealing at the Penny Saver supermarket over the weekend. While details on the exact amount taken have not yet been released, the incident marks yet another reported shoplifting attempt at the supermarket in 2026. The last reported incidents of shoplifting were prosecuted and convicted. And finally, state utility operations face heightened tensions as TST reminded the Communication Workers Union that telecommunication workers are legally barred from industrial action under the Industrial Relations Act. Public Utilities Minister Barry Paderat warned that the company would not be intimidated by planned shutdowns, while the Communication Workers Union hit back strongly, telling management not to interfere. Minister Paderat assured the collective bargaining negotiation with both TSTT and WASA remain ongoing and are scheduled to resume in early September. And that was our news in 90 seconds. Good morning and welcome back to Good Morning Tobago right here on Tobago Updates, ladies and gentlemen. As you have just seen on screen, this morning we're talking about the amalgamation, the Caribbean's greatest night of dance that's happening in Napa very soon. And to have this conversation with me this morning, I have the privilege of chatting virtually with Mrs. Marissa Benign, the founder of the Planet of the Arts. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning.
Excellent. It's a pleasure to have you joining us on Tobago Updates this morning. Now, we're talking about one of the biggest nights in dance, in theater, that's going to be happening in Trinidad very soon. Now, you know, they say that in every sphere of life that there's a Trinidadian or a Trinidadian there, whether it's acting, whether it's any sport, and particularly Broadway, ballet. Persons would not know that a lot of prominent dancers and performers that are at the top of the game internationally at Broadway stages, whether in the UK or in the United States, have deep Trinidad and Tobago roots, and it is said that Trinidad and Tobago's performers can stand head and shoulder among the greatest that have ever existed. Good morning again and welcome, and tell us about this type of showcase that we're going to see coming out of this amalgamation.
Good morning and good morning, people of Trinidad and Tobago. Thanks for having me. Well, amalgamation, it's our second round in Trinidad. Last year we had ALA 2, and this year we are much bigger. So we have the full company of Complexions Contemporary Ballet. We have a piece from Alvin Ailey, not ALA 2, Alvin Ailey. We have a piece from New York City Ballet, and that is from the soloist of New York City Ballet, the first African-American woman to be named soloist in the history of New York City Ballet, will be in Trinidad and Tobago. And to let you know, this is the first time anyone from New York City Ballet has performed in the Caribbean. And you know, it's a Caribbean gala. The first stop is in Trinidad at Napa. The second one is in Barbados, and the grand finale is in Jamaica, the hometown of Amalgamation. And basically what Amalgamation is the coming together of the best dancers in the world along with the best dancers in region. And you are right, there is a Trinidadian and there's a Caribbean dancer, performer, singer, actor, you name it, on any of the big stages around the world, whether it is on the West End or whether it is on Broadway. I mean, I guess the most famous one, and I'm a fan of hers, is Heather Headley, who was the original star of Disney's The Lion King. And you have many first-class principal dancers that are in the major companies around the world. And that is the reason why we have created a Caribbean collective that will be on the gala, that will perform alongside the Philharmonic Orchestra of Trinidad and Tobago. And I'm very, very excited about that piece because I know it's exciting to see people from New York City Ballet and Alvin Ailey, but believe me, the Caribbean dancers are going to be excellent. And as you said earlier, stand tall alongside the very best dancers in the world.
Excellent. And persons pay a great deal to travel to see these Broadway performances and the orchestra and just, you know, sit in those high boxes and look down and really experience the true essence of the arts. And this is now coming to the Caribbean, not just Trinidad and Tobago, but as you indicated, a number of Caribbean islands get the opportunity to experience this in a way that the world gets to experience it. So tell us a bit about what persons can look forward to when they participate or attend this event, whether it be in Trinidad and Tobago, Jamaica, Barbados, you name it. What can be expected?
Okay, so we deemed it a Caribbean destination event where the best of the world is nestled in the Caribbean. And the big picture is that we want the world to come to the Caribbean to see of the world in dance. And each island will have a dance that the other island doesn't have. So you may have a soloist from New York City Ballet, but Barbados will have a soloist from American Ballet Theatre, you know, and so forth. So there is something special. And one of the mantras of amalgamation is that an amalgamation, there is a dance for everyone. It is highly unlikely that you will attend, whatever your preferences are, that you will leave the theatre and not have a piece, not a piece that you will not forget. And that is, it's a specially curated show that that pleases audiences from all spectra of life. And this is why it's exciting. This is why it's exciting. And I'm hoping, well, I have every confidence in the people of Trinidad and Tobago that Napa will be fully sold out on Sunday at 6 p.m.
Okay. You indicated that one of the first African-American soloist dancers from the New York City Ballet would be a part of this concert. What does that truly mean for her, and what does that mean for us in the region to have her be a part of the amalgamation?
Well, she's completely excited, and she cannot wait to have doubles, she told me. And I am particularly excited because, you know, representation matters, and that, you know, we as Black people can be promoted to the ultimate positions in world-class companies. And it shows also what I want for the dancers in the Caribbean to know that once you put in the work, it is achievable. Ballet is hard, dance is hard, life is hard. But if you put in the work, you can achieve the ultimate goal. And, you know, one thing we really need to think about as Caribbean people, the world wants to come here. It is not very difficult to convince any dancer of any caliber to come to the Caribbean to perform, whether it is to sing, whether it is to dance, whatever it is. They love the Caribbean, and I think we ought to big up ourselves a little bit more and not be so shocked that dancers and performers at the highest level want to come and be in our space. I mean, in the Caribbean, you have everything, every ethnicity, every kind of food, every kind of religion nestled in the Caribbean. And that is why we call it a Caribbean destination event. So, you know, it's exciting. And we are encouraged by the international feedback, and we're encouraged by the atmosphere that is being generated around the production.
Right. And we know that this event is under the distinguished patronage of being hosted by former Miss Universe Trinidad and Tobago 1998, Mrs. Wendy Fitzwilliams. Tell us a bit about, how this international event that's taking place within the Caribbean really helps to highlight the work that we have been doing for a long time with this activity.
Well, you plant a seed and you water it, and if you do the right things, if you make the right steps, it will all come together. Wendy coming on board has been really amazing. The first time we met in Trinidad and I, shared my vision with her, it really aligned immediately. She is a Caribbean woman, and the fact that we are bringing Caribbean dancers together to share the stage with international dancers, that also made her very, very excited about it. And she has been really a positive light in the whole process, And as I said, I want this to be a thing. It should be something that is expected, and that we should be proud as Caribbean people that we can host the best dancers in the world, and not only have them perform to the best of their ability, but make sure that they enjoy the Caribbean when they get here.
Okay. Is this the start of something big? Is this the start of something that we're going to see continuing as it pertains to a number of these international performers trickling into the region to give those Broadway, New York City, Broadway type performances to us here within the region? Are you creating this new movement?
Oh, definitely. This is not a one-hit wonder at all. Last year when we came with Ailey 2, I said I would be back, and I said, AMPLIA would be back bigger, and that is what we're doing. We intend to have the festival every year, and that more islands will express an interest to host Amalgamation in the region. It is a Caribbean event, and it is here to stay.
All right. And how can we see the amalgamation evolving? We know that sometimes we see the music being infused with the dance, and there's a musical that's tied into dance, and then we go from music to dance, and you have that a holistic experience that tells the entire story. How can we utilize that form of art to tell the Caribbean story using artists from all over the world?
Well, we have a solid foundation to do that, and last year we didn't incorporate any music in the production. This year we are partnering with the National Orchestra of Trinidad and Tobago, and NAPA has completely come on board. I must big up the chairman that has been very supportive, and the entire team at NAPA. And we also have some partners, Julie Harris, who is leading my team from Lonsdale, Sashi and Sashi. And we have Visa, who is our Caribbean partner. So it is the start of something that can be really big. I mean, not only are we having a production, we are also hosting master classes. So India Bradley from New York City Ballet will be teaching a master class. Ashley Green from Alvin Ailey will be teaching a master class. And the artistic director, the associate artistic director of Complexions Contemporary Ballet will be teaching a master class. And that will be free of cost to the dancers in Trinidad and Tobago. Because a part of what we do is not only to have a show, it really is about the development of talent in the Caribbean. And so, there has to be some kind of cultural exchange, and that is a part of what we do. So the production is great, but also one of our main mission is to develop talent region, and also to provide scholarships for dancers in the region. So next time you may hear that, we decided to give a scholarship to a dancer to go to the Ailey School or to go to the Jackie Kennedy or Nassau School. And that is what we have been doing for the last 10 years. Incidentally, we are celebrating our 10th anniversary. It's our second time in Trinidad, but we are celebrating 10.
Excellent. And just give us the logistics, the details as it pertains to the time, the date. As we know, it's happening at Napa. This is going to take place on August the 23rd. Give us all the fine details and how we can get tickets.
Yes. So it's Sunday at Napa at 6 p.m. You can get tickets, physical tickets at Napa. You can also get tickets on Island e-tickets. And make sure you're there early. So be there from about 5:30, and we will start on time. And just be prepared to be wowed.
Excellent. And so we see that this is happening at the Lord Kitchener Auditorium from 6 p.m. as well. And we look forward to a successful event as it pertains to the amalgamation, the Caribbean's greatest night of dance that's happening throughout the region, but we're kicking off things right here in Trinidad and Tobago.
I don't know if I I just wanted to get a chance to also thank the Ministry of Culture, Global TT, that is also partnering with us, Seaboard, that is also partnering with us, and Bryden's, that is also partnering with us, and the Hilton Hotel. I just wish to thank all of them. Without partnerships, this kind of major activity is really impossible. So I don't want to end saying thank you. And the team at TPAC, Jared, thank you. He's been a really good supporter, and hopefully we'll get to host something in Tobago soon.
Excellent. Well, we want to thank you so much, and we do look forward to you being in Tobago at some point. We are hoping that the amalgamation is indeed one of the greatest nights that the Caribbean has seen in dance history.
I promise it will be.
We really hope so. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a quick break right here, and we'll be back after this. See you soon.
I will tell anybody with a child with Down syndrome to, search for the children's skills. Don't keep them back. Don't, it's not what you want them to do. You have to see what they are capable of doing and push them, love them, because they are really sweet children. They are beautiful children. They can teach you how to be a better person, a better parent.
Be viewing Caribbean Medical TV on this station.
Nice.
If I have to call a supervisor one more time to sign off on a customer because their financials are in a mess, I will scream.
Hey, don't scream in a bank. That have lockup in it.
It's either they're not registered properly, or you know what? We could just forget about annual returns, right?
Compliance is a bad word to most of them. Haul your compliance out of here. But let me eat.
What is wrong with Trinbagonians? I mean, it has so much help they could get out there.
Well, Trinis, we don't like to spend we money.
But you know what? Be comfortable with losing we money. That make it any financial
What people should do is call Anderson in Trinidad and Tobago.
Wait, what? Anderson in Trinidad and Tobago?
Anderson in Trinidad and Tobago Tax and Accounting Services. Yeah, they offer helping from registering your business to filing your tax. My lunch is over.
Wait, tell me more.
No, go and scream in the bank. You go and scream in the bank.
No, I don't get one sooner.
to Tobago Glass Supplies Limited, where innovation meets excellence and service reigns supreme. Our commitment is simple: to provide high-quality, innovative aluminum, vinyl, and glass solutions for both commercial and residential spaces. At TGSL, we don't just meet needs, we exceed expectations. Our range includes the finest aluminum cladding options, setting new standards in durability and style. Driven by our passion to elevate, we aim to be the leading supplier in the Caribbean market while retaining our identity as a family-owned business. Because at Tobago Glass Supplies Limited, it's not just about products. It's about relationships, it's about you. Innovation, quality, service. That's Tobago Glass Supplies Limited.
Tobago updates, we keeping it true.
Oh gosh, Tobago updates on the screen. Here we go. You're home for October Carnival show. From the big stage shine to the back row line, we bring Tobago to the world in real time.
Tobago updates, Tobago updates. Carnival 2026. We set the pace, 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 pace. Wave your flag anywhere you're there, anywhere. Island love trimming all around you. Yeah. Big king love on for the rhythm start.
Tobago updates, Caribbean art, Caribbean art, 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 art.
Coconut's Cafe, the buffet restaurant that specializes in all your tasty local dishes for breakfast and for lunch. Breakfast includes coconut bake and sada roti served with chokers, bull joil, and sausages in tomato sauce. Not forgetting beef and cheese pies, shepherd's pie, macaroni pie, and rice in various styles. Meat served in a variety of flavors, garden salads, and pasta salads. All this accompanied by fruit juices, coconut water, your choice of a great combination to appease your taste buds. So call us today to order, as we are here to accommodate your busy schedules, or if you are having a cooking day off.
Welcome back to Good Morning Tobago right here on Tobago Updates. Ladies and gentlemen, this morning we continue our conversations, and I have the privilege of sitting in studio with one of the very impressive young ladies who are up for a couple of those categories for the Youth Award 2026. Quite impressive work they have been doing at their organization. We're talking with Tiana Winchester, who is the founder and president of Youth Employment for the Youth with Chronic Illness Foundation. Is that it?
Hi, good morning. Yes, it is the Youth Empowerment for Chronic Illness Foundation.
Excellent. And tell us a bit about the launch of your organization happening very soon. I know that your colleague, Ms. Paula, would be joining us in this interview this morning. Tell us a bit about how this organization came about and the launch that's happening.
Right. So this organization would have come about from my own personal experience, being a young person, being a child with a chronic illness. When I was 11, turning 12, I would have been diagnosed with a chronic illness. And I saw the need for a community, for a support system where persons, young children, and young people like myself can have that support.
Excellent. And tell us about the launch that's happening on Friday, is it?
Yes, it is Friday. It's happening at the library, the Scarborough General Library, in the EB room. It would be starting at 11 a.m. We're going to be doing the unboxing of one of our first upcoming initiatives, which is called the Hope Box Project. The idea are Hope boxes that have items such as comfort items, toys, puzzles, storybooks, for children and young people with chronic illnesses at the hospital, just to make, brighten up their stay and let them know that their community is behind them.
Understood. Tell us a bit about why this type of support for kids with chronic illness is critical.
I think it is very critical because there's so much around us, and I don't think there is a lot. You don't really hear a lot of things surrounding chronic illnesses when it comes to children. I think more of the narrative that just because someone is a child or a young person, they may not be going through difficult times, and that is not correct. There are a lot of us out there that have chronic illnesses, and we need that support, we need that community, that awareness behind us.
Excellent. And tell us a bit about the work that you guys have been doing. What are some of the partnerships that you have been fostering? Where do you see yourself going?
Right. So right now, as I would have stated before, we do have the Hope Box Project initiative coming up. We have been planning. So far, we have posted some sponsorship requests, donations, even spoken with JCI Tobago in terms of rating.
All right. And tell us a bit about why it's important for persons to want to come on board to assist in the work that you guys have been doing. How can they contribute if they'd like to?
Right, so you'll be developing leadership skills, you'll be able to have a hand in helping young persons and children with chronic illnesses, whether that be volunteering and assisting them in their very vulnerable time of need. One of the ways you can follow our social media pages via ECI for Instagram as well as our LinkedIn page, and stay tuned for any upcoming volunteer opportunities as well as opportunities to donate.
Excellent. Back to one of the initiatives that you talked about, the Hope Box. How can persons contribute to the box, and where can they reach you to contribute to helping to pack these boxes to give to kids?
Okay, great. So you can contribute, whether it is the items itself or monetary. We're leaning more to the items themselves. You can contact us on our email, info.yecifoundation@gmail.com, or our contact 318-2249.
Understood. Tell us a bit about how this idea to give the boxes came about and why Hope Boxes.
Well, just to give them hope that this is not forever, hope that things can get better, even in, sometimes you feel a bit isolated. Yes, you would have family, friends, you have God there supporting you, but sometimes you just need other people that have the experience, that knows firsthand how it is, how it feels to have a chronic illness, especially at such a young age. It can be very difficult to navigate, hence why it was called the Hope Box. Yeah.
Understood. One of the things that a lot of children face, especially those with chronic illnesses, is trying to be understood by their peers who may not understand the true nature of their illness. Is there any portion of the organization that's dedicated towards education, awareness, empathy, and how to socialize in environments with kids who have chronic illnesses? What are the type of language that should be used or shouldn't be used? What can be deemed as insensitive or offensive?
Glad that you asked that. So our mission is empowerment, education, support, as well as advocacy and awareness. And we do have initiatives coming up, sessions guided by health professionals, as well as some input from persons, young people and children dealing with chronic illnesses, to better assist persons in how to navigate, what to say, what not to say, as you would have also stated. So yeah, that's one of the things in the works that we have upcoming as well.
Right. And, there may be that struggle where even when persons want to help and exercise that empathy, that they may overextend or overcare, and that child might feel not necessarily special, but as if they're being treated differently from other kids. And although the intention behind it may be to make them feel comfortable, accommodated, whether it be in the classroom or in any social sphere, sometimes that may make them feel a bit isolated, like they're being treated differently from their peers, and they're like, no, don't treat me different. I want to be treated like everyone else. If I do have a need to be treated differently, I'll ask. Tell us about that aspect of kids dealing with chronic illnesses in social settings.
Well, I have some experience with that. Actually, a lot of my friends, did not actually know that I had a chronic illness until I would have recently formed the organization, because I didn't want to be seen as the person with a chronic illness. So I do understand that, or, you know, they're putting on a bit extra pity, and it's like, I don't want to be pitied, I just want to be understood. So we would be putting things in line for that as well. But we just want to make sure that people see the person and not necessarily the person as a chronic illness. Because at the end of the day, that is someone's child, that is a young person, that is a child right there. And it's not necessarily the chronic illness. They are more than that.
Right. Talk to us about the lifestyle that is required for a child that is fighting or dealing with a chronic illness, the type of lifestyle differences or changes, diet, exercise, activities, restrictions, which may be different case by case based on the chronic illness that's being faced. But tell us a bit about that, how that plays into life looking different for them compared to the average child.
Well, for now, I can only speak on my experience. My childhood would have been very different from others. I was constantly at hospitals doing blood tests, ensuring that the medication is working, ensuring that my organs are well. So that was very different, whether it means traveling to other hospitals to try to seek that medical care, taking medication on a day-to-day basis. It is very different. Then comes the physical symptoms of it, how you look, because one of my symptoms was it affected my appearance. So that did not go so well in high school, because you know how children can be sometimes. So, yeah.
Understood. And what is something that you would really want other young people to know about what children usually have to deal with when they are dealing with chronic illnesses, especially like in a high school context, in those social settings? Like, what's a message that you would like to send to them?
Just be compassionate, because you never know what someone is going through, and it's not compassion to the point that it's like, I know that what you're going through and I'm trying to make you feel as though you're different, but just compassion overall.
Understood. Well, we're going to take a quick break right here, and we'll be back with much more on this conversation with the youth empowerment for kids with chronic illnesses, right? All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's take a break, and we'll be back right after this. See you soon.
From the reef to the road, Tobago calling. Sweet vibes, sweet wine, everybody falling. We bring the culture straight to you. Tobago updates, we keeping it true. Oh gosh, Tobago updates on the screen. Here we go. You're home for October, carnival show. From the big stage shine to the rainbow line, we bring Tobago to the world in real time. Tobago updates, Tobago updates. Carnival 2026. We said the pace. Wave your flag anywhere you're there. Anywhere. Island love streaming all around you. Big king love, come see the rhythm start. Tobago updates, Caribbean art.
And I have never, ever tried anything from the dirt oven. Let's go to the backyard dirt oven on a Thursday. And talk about authentic. On entry, I felt at home. I felt like I was going to visit my loving grandmother on a weekend. The kind of weekend where she showers you with love, stories, and food. This place is a home away from home. And just like I would do at home, I popped the question, what you had to eat day? And boom, coconut drops, boom, bread, boom, garlic bread, boom, hops, boom, coconut tart, boom, jam tart, and boom, something they call nuts. And just like that, Mistress Baker was ready to pop them in the oven. And don't worry, she had some help. And while we was waiting, I said, let we hear from Mistress Baker herself.
Well, we've been operating for a couple of years now. We started, this was a COVID project. We operate strictly on Tuesdays. Tuesday only. You don't keep stock. We only sell on Tuesday.
Such a sweet lady. Hey, Olia, it's ready. When last you see a nice golden brown bread, sir? Backyard bakery for the win. Olia, a GT. I finally get me the oven bread with a little extra goodies on the side. You might be asking, where they're located? They are located on Bukuru, right on Nightingale Avenue, right before Racetrack Wheels if you're coming from town. Just look for the green hedge. You can't miss it. Pause. Check out the menu one time. Honestly, guys, this is an experience I will never forget. It's a home away from home, a place filled with love, life, and most importantly, good bread.
Coconut's Cafe, the buffet restaurant that specializes in all your tasty local dishes. For breakfast and for lunch. Breakfast includes coconut bake and sada roti, served with chokers, bull joil, and sausages in tomato sauce. Not forgetting beef and cheese pies, shepherd's pie, macaroni pie, and rice in various styles. Meat served in a variety of flavors, garden salads and pasta salads. All this accompanied by fruit juices, coconut water, your choice of a great combination to appease your taste buds. So call us today to order, as we are here to accommodate your busy schedules or if you are having a cooking day off.
Tobago updates. Good morning, Tobago. Let's go. It's a brand new morning. Rise up to a brand new dawning. As the passion start to rise, the energy fill the skies. I say, time to favor to wake up and.
Good morning, and welcome back to Good Morning Tobago right here on Tobago Updates. Ladies and gentlemen, we continue our conversation with the lovely ladies from the Youth Empowerment for Chronic Illness Organization. This morning, joining us for this interview, we have Miss Bree Powder, who is the secretary of the organization, joining Tiana on set with us as we discuss the official launch of the organization that's happening on Friday. So you indicated that it's a invitation only event, but how can persons support you in this?
With regards to the launch, you all can follow along online on our social media platforms. We are on Instagram and LinkedIn at the Youth Empowerment for Chronic Illness Foundation. And we will have live streaming pending, so you could follow us along on social media for that information. But the launch itself is invitation only. But we have a lot of upcoming projects and other initiatives that you can support physically.
Okay, tell us a bit about what this launch is supposed to entail. What can persons expect out of this launch, and how can the persons who aren't invited be able to benefit from that? You said that they can follow online. It's going to be live streamed online. Tell us about how they can contribute to the work as well.
So the launch is just the christening per se of the organization. We are going to have the official ribbon cutting ceremony. We are just introducing the organization officially to the people of Tobago and showing them that we are here to support them and advocate for them as in people suffering from chronic illnesses. We are here to create a strong foundation for future initiatives. So people can support us through, again, our social media. You can keep up to date with any incoming initiatives that we have, and through that you'll be able to assist, whether by donation or by volunteerism.
Understood. For the persons who already have organizations that do similar work, who may want to partner with you, how can they reach you?
So you can contact us through our email info.yecifoundation@gmail.com. you can call our founder, Tiana. The information is on our social media pages as well.
All right. What kind of response do you guys expect from this first initiative, the Hope Box initiative? What are you expecting to achieve from putting this out there?
We initially hope to bring light. The entire purpose of the Hope Box initiative is to bring comfort and to bring purpose to some of the children on the pediatric ward suffering from chronic illnesses, because these children usually don't get the light that is necessary for them to keep going. So we want them to feel like they have a purpose, they have something to push for. Even if it's something small, they will realize that they are seen, they are heard, they are loved, and we want them to continue fighting.
Understood. Tiana, there are kids with chronic illnesses, as you said, at all ages, coming right out of the womb, toddlers, you name it, kids are suffering. But have you had the conversation with, the distributors and organizations that target these demographics to see how they can come on board to also assist in the work that you're doing, whether it's the brands like the Pampers or the Huggies, or all those other brands that have child care products that can be included? Have you guys reached out and had those conversations? Are you open to receiving those type of contributions as well?
We are very open to receiving those contributions. We have started in terms of partnerships with other NGOs. We are still rolling out sponsorship letters, donations as well. So that is still in progress.
Understand. Well, we look forward to anyone who has any type of organization, whether you have a retail store or anything that you can contribute to this initiative. Would you guys be open to receiving used books and that type of thing?
Yes, of course.
Yes, of course, we are open to receiving those items. Wherever you can contribute, we are very open to accepting.
Excellent. Well, we look forward to the good work that you guys are going to do with this organization, and we look forward to you moving from strength to strength. Is there anything that you want to say to our audience moving forward as it pertains to wanting to get on board to assist your organization with the work that you are doing at this time?
I would like to say one thing, and that is to get on board. Be a part, because we are doing something great. Of course, we are not the first. We will not be the last, by God's grace. But we want you all to be a part of the movement that brings light to our children of Tobago. We are all children of Tobago, and as we further develop our incoming children, we will all succeed in the nearby future.
Excellent. Tiana, tell us why it's important for this support to be given at this time, particularly to these children.
Well, this support is very important for these children because we're going into the future. Now is the time. It has been happening, and we are just continuing the motion, right? There are children out there, young people who need our support, and we are 100% here to give it to them.
All right. Do you see yourself in the future collaborating with different divisions, departments, to ensure that children with chronic illnesses are considered in different areas of policy? And for you, as you look on, what are some of the core areas that inclusion is needed at this time?
Yes, we do see ourselves collaborating with divisions further on. We do think that is a very integral part of what we are doing. Yeah.
Excellent. Well, again, as I said before, I really look forward to seeing you guys work and receive all the accolades, but most of all, having the actual impact on the kids. And so as we round off our discussion this morning, is there anything that you want to say to our viewers looking on?
What we are here to do, we're not just here to speak, we are here to actually provide action. So you would be seeing us doing exactly that in the coming near future. So follow our social media pages and stay tuned.
All right. Marie, what about you? Is there anything that you want to say to our audience that's looking on this morning?
Yes, I would just echo the words of our founder. Stay tuned. Pay close attention to our social media, because we are coming, and we are coming fast with all of our initiatives to support our children of Tobago.
Excellent. We look forward to seeing it. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank you so much for being a part of this morning's discussions. We want to thank you for your likes, your shares, and your comments, and all that you have been doing and continue to do to make Tobago Updates the #1 broadcaster here on the island of Tobago. It was indeed a pleasure for me to sit with these lovely young ladies. Clearly bright futures ahead of them, and they're not just thinking about their own future, but they're thinking about the future of other young persons, particularly those with chronic illnesses. And so if you have a child or know of a child that has a chronic illness, this is your time to reach out to their organization via social media, and that is the Youth Empowerment for Chronic Illnesses on all social media platforms. Foundation. And you guys can reach out to them, collaborate, give them your support, your words of encouragement, or even just get your child or a child that you may know involved in the work that they're doing, so that it boosts their self-esteem, it boosts their level of hope, as we're going to see with these hope boxes that their organization currently trying to put together. So if you can contribute to those hope boxes in any type of way, reach out to them as well and help them fill those boxes up with hope. Ladies and gentlemen, again, I want to say thank you, and I'm always going to tell you to do whatever you have to do today to make today a productive day. See you soon.